Kelly Collins.
Eating my yogurt.
What kind of yogurt?
I was saving that for after my run, David.
Oh my god, I guess I was saving it for during your run then.
Oh, you're like a big dirty raccoon, David.
Happy Halloween. Welcome into the show. How we doing, everybody? Thanks for joining us. We are pumped to be kicking off Halloween Eve and a Halloween weekend here with the Tommy and Kelly show. What's going on, Kel?
I feel like I need to have my hands like this all the time and like, oh my God, David. Ugh.
Alexa, stop it.
So we've been talking about how Schitt's Creek is one of our favorite shows. I've been watching it. It just makes me happy during this crazy time that we're living in. And if you have not seen it, you might not get our costumes, but we are playing David and Alexis Rose, the brother and sister duo that have a love-hate relationship, which kind of describes Tommy and I.
Par for the course.
Someone keeps eating my yogurt.
What kind of yogurt?
I was saving that for after my run, David.
Oh my god, I guess I was saving it for during your run then.
Oh, you're like a big dirty raccoon, David. Come with us. Look at the bunnies. David. Shh. Why is it dark? Shh. It's like a witch's house in here, David.
Shush!
Did you or did you not have a subscription to Cosmo Girl when you were 16 years old, David?
All right, well, enough of that, all right?
So good.
And also, I want to thank Kelly's daughter, Casey, who taught me how to do duets on TikTok yesterday. So that was pretty great.
Yeah, as we were getting ready for the show, after she finished her distance learning, Tommy and I jumped on a Zoom with my daughter, and we mastered TikTok.
Mm-hmm. Well, I don't know if we mastered TikTok, but we're certainly in the ecosystem, that's for sure.
I love that you've got your rings on too. Of course,
Yes.
That's the signature of David wearing his silver rings that turn to gold when he gets engaged. You know, if you know, you know. If
you know, you know. Beth Moylan says we look great. But it's funny, these rings, Kelly just like sent them to me. So Kelly is the one who made our costume happen today, as she has for the last 10 years. And basically she was like, this is what you're doing. And the stuff's going to show up at your house. And I was like, great. And like many of us, I've been ordering a lot of life off of Amazon because, just easier, whatever. And these rings just showed up with like no explanation in a very tiny envelope that nothing around it. And I was like, what in that? I almost like tossed them or sent them back because I was like, I don't understand what those are. And then it was like a week after it came, Kelly's like, did you get your piece of the costume? And I was like, I don't know what you're talking about. Because it didn't call them rings. They were just like pieces of metal that came in the mail. So Kelly, you're amazing. Thank you for all your brilliance and expertise in this.
I feel like you need to show off the sweatshirt too, because David is known for wearing just black and white and very like abstract shirts. And his most famously, he's got several lightning bolt shirts. So Tommy's got that on. He's got his signature white glasses. I mean, you were pretty easy to dress for this. Alexis Rose was a little bit of a stretch for me.
I wore my gray and black shorts today. Usually I wear like gym shorts to work now because, we live in a global pandemic. So I figured I would wear my very close to David ones for you today.
Well, I was wondering that too. David wears lots of skirts as well.
I do not have a skirt. And you didn't send me one, so therefore it's not happening.
Okay. Fair enough.
Kelly could have a second career as a Hollywood stylist, says Ida. I appreciate that. Now, stand up, Kel. Show off your costume a little bit.
Well, yeah, I don't have much of an outfit because, Alexis wore all sorts of different things. But she was known for wearing her floppy felt hat. Of course, I've got that on. I have a blonde wig on. And I've got...
you look good as a blonde, actually.
I don't know if you can see it. I was really fun to get. Alexis always wears her A necklace. And I have a little A necklace. It's kind of hard to see in the shot here, but super fun to kind of like collect this kind of stuff over Amazon over the last several weeks.
I think you should look into doing the blonde thing permanently.
Oh yeah, really? It really makes my dark bushy eyebrows really stick out. But
yeah, I feel like you have good David eyebrows, actually. If we're being honest.
So it was a lot of fun, and we're so excited to celebrate Halloween and just celebrate it in our own special way this year. So Happy Halloween.
Happy Halloween. Yeah, we are kicking off at noon today our Sweet Treat playlist with the National Confectioners Association. So it's going to be all like spooky, fun, upbeat Halloween music that you can put on. It's commercial free all throughout the Halloween weekend. We're going to actually do it on Sunday too, because Halloween is, it's a season this year. Things are no longer on a day. We got voting season. We got Halloween season. Things are just sort of taking their time.
That's
so you
right.
can listen to our Sweet Treat playlist all weekend long. Starts at noon here, commercial free on the Real Fun DC channel. Yay! We've had so much fun putting this costume together.
Thank you so much for taking me out, David. I really needed it, especially after everything that's going on with Mom.
Okay, is that the reason, or is it because I'm on a buying trip and that means you get free samples?
We make a very good team, David. You do the talking and I sample the merchandise. And speaking of, we might have to circle back and get more of these peanut butter things from those old farm witches.
They were Mennonites, and I would put the peanut butter square down. We're about to spend the afternoon sampling a lot of cheese.
Nom nom for us, David.
Never say nom nom again.
That's Tommy and I on TikTok. We're going to post some of these videos up on Facebook and on Instagram as well if you're not on TikTok, because, most of our family that's watching us is over the age of 14.
Right. And the TikTok duets thing, I wish I didn't know how to do it because Kelly's daughter taught me how to do it. It was officially the first time I felt old, so that was pretty nice. But now I just want to do TikToks all day long. So this is why I understand why the youth is pretty consumed with it. It makes a lot of sense.
Okay, you get it now.
I totally get it now. Also, let's bring in Little Fox this morning. Little Fox got her costume all set up. How you doing, Little Fox?
I'm good. How are you?
Good. You're looking great. So you got flowers in the crown. You got a wig on. Who are you?
Isn't that a wig?
That's not a wig.
That's your real hair?
It's my real hair.
We haven't seen her in real life in like 8 months, so.
Oh my gosh, your real hair looks very good.
Thank you. 2 days of
crimped
French
it, or
braids.
What'd you do with it?
2 days of French braids.
Oh.
It's long. It's got the little curl to it. Is this your Renaissance costume?
It is my Renaissance costume because Renfest was canceled this year, and I'm really, really sad about it.
I'm sorry.
So I pulled out my little Renaissance princess outfit for today.
You look great.
Thank you.
If there was a festival that I would be like, Little Fox is probably most bummed out is canceled, Renaissance Festival would have been it. That would have been my top guess. Oh, Little Fox. That's awesome. I love it.
Thank you.
I love it. We have to get you on some TikToks too.
I haven't made a single TikTok yet, so.
Oh, well, there's always a first. Kelly's daughter will make it happen. Also, a little later on this morning, too, we're going to crown that winner of the Count Our Candy contest. So people have been guessing how much candy is behind us in the shot in our studio. By studio, I mean my spare bedroom. And we're gonna have that winner unveiled very, very soon. Dun dun dun. Also, we on our group text at 703-782-4519, we asked you to send us your costume. Send us your costume pics because we want to put together a little Tommy and Kelly show. Pareto costumes. You want to hit it, Kel? Here we go. We got the Star Wars crew from Shannon. And we got Gary the chef. We got Rebecca. She told me what this was and I forget. We got the Fly from Laura. We got Bark Vader.
That's so cute. Dogs in costumes. Oh, Wayne's World.
Party on Wayne, party on Garth. Teacher's doing Elmer's glue.
Of
So
course.
good.
Of course.
Peter Pan, Tiffany and the crew. Got Captain Doug. We got some clowns. We got some Maleficent.
It's so good. Thank you for sending out those photos. It was so much fun for Tommy and I to look at them and coming in last night and this morning. So I love the spirit of Halloween. It makes me so happy this year, happier than normal.
Yeah. Halloween is happening for sure. And it's great to have just that thing going on. I completely agree with you. And it's been fun to see costumes online. People are putting up their costumes that are socially distant, or if you're together with your pod. I saw one family do the coronavirus, full situation. So the little kid, the boy was a doctor. The daughter was a essential grocery worker. Mom was Clorox wipes.
I love that. I also saw some of my Nats fans that I follow. Carol posted that she is Dr. Fauci throwing out the first pitch.
Oh, that's
so she's got
awesome.
her Nats gear on and her Nats mask. And I'm like, that's perfect. That's easy to do. You can find that right in your closet if you're a Nats fan.
Oh my gosh, that is perfect. I love it. Do you want to get to some non-Halloween headlines real quick?
Yes.
So we don't often talk about the Kardashians here.
No.
And by that, I mean like ever, because they're pretty terrible just for life.
Well,
Yeah, well,
or
okay.
overexposed.
Overexposed, maybe. But what they did was so just so extra and so kind of, I think, ridiculous. And with Halloween coming, reason to be haunted. That it was insane. So Kanye West got his wife Kim Kardashian for her birthday, which her being born around Halloween, that makes a lot of sense. A hologram of her deceased dad. And the video goes on for like multiple minutes, and Kim posted it up on her social media because of course she did. And here's a little bit of it.
You married the most genius man in the whole world, Kanye West. You are the most amazing mother to your 4 beautiful children, and they are perfect. Don't forget to say your prayers.
And then he like poofs into a pile of glitter.
Yeah, I don't know how I feel about that. I mean, because obviously he's been programmed to say these things, these words that he never said. It would have been kind of cool to see like old video of him doing all the things he used to do, but like being programmed to say things that when he's now passed is just bizarre.
It's so weird, right? Because then like Kanye West got to be like her dad's puppet master, right? Like it was, by the way, isn't he running a campaign? He should be busy right now. Anyway, like I feel like,
I don't think he has a chance in hell to win, but
well, I feel like he like was like the puppet master of her dad, which is gross.
it's so weird. And I just don't know if I would want that. Like, because you can't unsee that if that's your father that's passed and you haven't seen him in decades. You just can't, like, it's so weird.
And what if it's like not good? Like, I don't know what Rob Kardashian looks like, but maybe that's like,
He looks just like it. That's him.
it's pretty him. But
Yeah.
then do they like hire a
I don't
actor to wear like a green screen body and then like pretend to be him? It's just, it's just so creepy. And like, what if she had no idea? Like, could you imagine, Kelly, if your husband was like, "Hey, I got a present for you," and you're like, "Ooh, is it a new person?" He's like, "No, dead relative." I don't think it's.
Yeah, but it's the Kardashians. What do you get the woman that has everything? Right? I mean, she's hard to shop for. Let's be honest.
I mean, she did that whole like island thing with the family and the whole thing, and
that's a tough one.
I'm just sort of creeped out by it. But on the other end, like it is crazy romantic, I guess, in a way, right? To talk about swinging for the fences, right? Like sometimes you go for the gift and you're like, this could be the best gift ever.
Certainly unique. Right?
So you're saying, I know your husband probably is listening upstairs, no holograms of your relatives for you.
Well, I also understand that holograms are pretty expensive to put together. So I don't think it's really in our budget anyhow.
Oh, well, that's true. Well, look at that.
As Alexis Rose would say, "Ooh, David."
Ew, Kelly. Hey, speaking of Netflix, where you can watch Schitt's Creek or other shows, maybe you've heard of Netflix before. They are making some big acquisitions of some big people to do shows, right, Kel?
Yeah, the Beckhams are the latest to get a $16 million deal. Of course, they join Meghan Markle and Harry just got a big deal. I mean, they're just getting the headlines. So I didn't realize this, but the Beckhams have a production company, and they're working on a show to share like intimate details about David Beckham's life and how he became a soccer player and how he grew up and what made him to be the man that he is today. So that is slated to come out in 2022. And Netflix also makes an announcement. It's funny how these come out, that their prices are going up to $17.99 for their premium package. So
To pay for the Beckhams?
well, no, or Harry and Meghan.
Right.
But like at this point, we're so hooked and we're so into it.
Mm-hmm.
Like, what's a couple extra? I mean, people are freaking out. Don't get me wrong, but what are you gonna do? I mean, they've got all the premium content. They're amazing. They're kind of ruling the streaming world right now. So there you go.
It's interesting that they're raising their prices too, as there are so many other streaming platforms that are like getting their legs under them.
Yeah.
Like nothing is as crazy big as Netflix, but like Apple TV is coming at them. Disney Plus is coming at them. You've got Hulu.
Amazon.
Amazon is coming at them. I don't want to like get another streaming platform, but I am like this close to getting Hulu because of the Animaniacs.
Well,
I'm not even sorry about it. I'm not even sorry about it at all.
so this is where you and I differ. I have Hulu because I love Handmaid's Tale. It's like the other end of the spectrum. So,
Well,
Pretty
if
much.
you were to just go ahead and text me your login, that'd be great.
I don't think you're supposed to do that, Tommy.
You're definitely not supposed to do that, and we would never do that. But if you did, I would just saying is all.
Okay.
You can text us too anytime, 703-782-4519. We would love to hear from you. And thanks for getting involved. Kelly, yesterday I did the thing. I went and I voted, and it was awesome. It felt so good.
Did you do it at Capital One?
I did. I went to Capital One Arena in D.C., so there was the Super Voting Center, and I don't live far from there. And yesterday, as you know, it was raining cats and dogs, so I was like, ha, now's my time when there's not going to be a line. But there wasn't a line at all. They have like, I know that you know that I know you know that I exaggerate, like dozens and dozens of voting stations. It was incredible. So you walk in on the side, I guess it would be like the 6th Street side, that where like the media entrance would be, or by like Metro headquarters. You go in there, you walk around. It's almost like a haunted house a little bit because you walk in and there's like black fabric wall, and then you have to like turn a right and like swing around, and then it's like time to vote. But there's this like whole like swing. There's dozens of people ready to check you in and check your information, and then you go on to the next section where there's like dozens of voting machines. So I was in there for like less than 5 minutes. I probably would have been there quicker, but I kept trying to find where to vote for a senator for DC, but I couldn't seem to find it. But
with the shadow senator.
yeah, that's great. That's cute. I would like one that like, can vote. But that was why it took me a little longer. I was like, it's got to be here somewhere, and it wasn't.
Well,
But
I'm glad that you were prepared and educated when you walked into the voting booth. I hope
it was
you're kidding.
mostly a no representation joke. But yeah, I totally.
Okay.
I know we don't have a senator. I know we don't. But then I got some of the Monumental Sports. They have the voting stickers that are branded to their team. So I got the Mystics one, and I got the Frederick Douglass I voted DC sticker, which was super cool.
That's very cool. I'm going today to Nats Park. I'm super excited to go into the ballpark for the first time in 2020. And,
Nice.
And do some voting there. Like literally, we're making like a trip down there because that is not close to us. We have a super center site in Woodley Park that's closest. And my husband's like, why don't we just go there? And I'm like, no, I am going to Nats Park in 2020. We're making it happen. It is the anniversary of when the Nats clinched the World Series champion title. We're going to Nats Park.
Today's the anniversary, right?
Yes, it is the anniversary.
Yep. So also I will tell you, Kel, when you get there, and for everyone kind of PSA, if you're voting in DC, they have the electronic machines, and there are roughly 714 people running for DC council.
Yes.
So you have to like hit the scroll button to like see them all if you are like looking for. I think it's crazy because it shows like 6 people, but there's like a bajillion people running, so it's like doop, boop, 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 boop.
I already know who I'm voting for. I've done my research. I'm ready to go. I filled out my mail-in ballot. I just didn't mail it in yet because I wanted to make sure I got a chance to do it in person.
Yeah, if you have your ballot, drop it off at a drop-off box or go vote in person at this point because TikTok. The election is polls close on Tuesday, so you got to make that happen. Also, Kelly, I realized that when I run for governor of DC someday, I'm gonna have to change my name to like Aaron and Tommy McFly because they list them alphabetically. So I want to be top of the ballot. So I got to get working on that paperwork too.
Okay. These are the things that go through Tommy McFly's head as he's voting.
Yeah, because I was like, oh, well, the candidate with the most alphabetically pleasant name gets to go first. So I'm going to be Aaron, AARON, Tommy, air quotes, McFly.
Or you could just run a solid campaign and, people are going to vote because they want to vote for Tommy McFly.
That's true. But then I'll be like, hey, you got to push the down button a couple times. Because I've gone through this, Kelly, my entire life, from gym class through like graduation.
Oh, spare me.
T is a middle to back of the pack name.
I know.
So I got to be like.
It's not as awesome as K. I'm right there in the middle.
That is true. That is true. Middle of the pack. But, Aaron, AARON, I feel like that's where it's at. I feel like that's where it's at. Like, prove it to me, right? Like, show me a name that comes earlier in the alphabet than Aaron, AARON. Abin? That's not a name.
I don't know, Tommy. These are things I haven't given much thought to. But...
Even Akon, it's AK. It's not AA. So I think, like, you got to figure that out. Mm-hmm.
That's one strategy.
Kelly, Sarah Tracy saying out loud what you're thinking.
Yes. Thank you, Sarah. Thank you. Help me. I'm blinking twice.
We've got to also announce the winner finally of our candy competition. We're going to do that coming up in just a minute.
I miss my life, and I miss doing things, and I miss being surrounded by loose acquaintances who think that I'm funny and smart and charming.
Be empowered and save 20% versus Lyft and Uber. Support local drivers by booking your next ride through Empower, an alternative to Uber and Lyft where drivers keep 100% of the fare and are treated with respect. With Empower, you can favorite drivers you like and request them again on demand. Oh, and if you download now, you'll get $10 off each of your first 2 rides. Empower, your ride, your way. Download Empower free now in the App Store and Google Play. Just search Ride Empower.